Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba. And our channel is about dating in Ukraine. For the last 10 years, I've been matchmaking Western guys with Ukrainian ladies, and I have big experience with you that I want to share. And our channel is about education, about information, and about making things happen.
So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But today's video is a topic that is extremely important, and everybody always wants to know about it. And there's a lot of opinions by many different marriage agencies out there, and one come to light a little last week where they interviewed a girl, and she said that the support that you should be giving is $1,000 to $2,000,
$2,000 to $3,000.
or $2,000 to $3,000.
$3,000 to $4,000, $4,000 to $5,000.
Doesn't matter. Once it gets to about that level, it doesn't really matter anymore, because you've probably called it off and started again. But we want to talk about our thoughts on it, and I don't think that there is a wrong and a right. I think every situation is different, but I think that the problem is that there is a misconception of what you must do in order to have a Ukrainian wife. So what are your thoughts? What do you think?
You're right that a lot of companies, they just tell, and they, like, a lot of guys, they want to do their best. And so all my coaching calls that I have, and like we do together, like always I feel that the guys, they want to be better version of themselves. They ask the questions, when, how, should I do this or that, like what is appropriate, and they're a little bit losing the point of who they are. So they're trying to be better than they are. And of course, like money wise, they understand that Ukrainian ladies, like on their opinion, is they need more support, and they want to support them with money. And they think that some of the guys even like a little bit wrong about that they are buying, like they can support the little lady and she will like him more for that. But it's not true. The serious lady will never do that. And one of the story that I want to start with is that one of my couples that are dating right now, and they are in committed relationship, like the girl is doing a good job, and the guy is just like randomly, suddenly sent her some gifts and flowers, and he has a funny thing that every Saturday he sent her a grocery. So we have a website that you can do a grocery online, and it has an even English version. So he's sending her a big bag of groceries that he wants her to eat because she's working a lot, and so he showed his care about that. Because what the lady is gonna spend this money on, like a lot of girls who are just using guys for sending this money, they actually ask for like 500 or 1,000. They say that they need for that and that, but they actually, I don't know, maybe they save this money, maybe, but actually like money lady need for some basic, like for living, right? And so this guy chose the way to surprise her with some gifts and do this grocery when she is knowing that he works from home, and she find out, like she knows his address, and she ordered him Uber Eats so he not forget to eat. I mean, isn't it cute? I think it's very nice, and I think it's how it should be. So like once in a while he's sending her some money because he thinks it's appropriate, and I think like for some holidays, because he understands that he can't send her like some gift, and so he rather give her money and she go and buy it. But in our course, actually, if you let me tell about this, like we have a huge part about cost and obligation. And of course, in this short video, it would be hard to explain everything that we said there according to how much, when, in which circumstance, in which stage of your relationship, right?
Yeah, what it actually comes down to is there is no
right amount.
Yeah, there's no right amount, and there's no right time. So, and what we talk about, and the way that to make it easy to understand, is we talk about defining the relationship. So you have to define that relationship, and we define it in 3 different stages. And what actually happens is that quite often a guy comes over to Ukraine, and he leaves after like 5 dates, and he's seen some video online that says that he needs to be supporting her, and she may even take advantage of that kind of mentality, and he thinks he's at the last phase, the stage 3, where you should be possibly supporting her if she needs that support. But guys haven't even got to that stage yet. They're at the first stage where there should be no support at all.
It can
nothing.
be something.
No. No,
I mean,
not at the first
not the
stage.
money, not the money support. It can be like if you just
Gifts,
met a lady,
yeah.
if you met just a lady and you spend with her 5 dates or whatever. So at this point, and we mentioned this in the course, that it's not your obligation to support her and help her see grandmother and help your family. Of course, if you kind of like, if it depends on which stage your relationship kind of like not end up, but end before you left Ukraine. So of course, you decide. But if you will just like having a coffee meeting and you like each other, but there is nothing more to that, no intimacy, no like closeness, no passion, no like kissing, then it's not actually your time. It's not your obligation to support her, send her like this $500 per month. So who said that? Who put these rules? It's not like you're not paying your salary. You're not your boss. So don't do that. If somebody tell you that this is a custom or something like that, just forget it. It's not true.
Yeah, and then what happens is when guys do that and it doesn't work out, they automatically think she was a scammer. And she may have been a scammer, you don't know, but you kind of put yourself into a position where you're going to become resentful of not just, well, I guess, of Ukrainian women. And that's never a good thing. But, there's one thing I just want to quickly touch on here is that there's this misconception that that the Ukrainian women only make like $300 a month, $400 a month. But this is the thing you have to understand, okay? They make more than that. It's just that is the official salary. So they get paid, not officially, but they get more than that. Nobody can live on $400 per month.
And also, guys are surprised. Some of the guys have been recently talk and they say, Luba, I don't know, like she's driving a car. Is it possible? So of course, if she's driving Porsche and you know that it's not your father, like that she's working with your father and they have a family business, that they're kind of like rich family. Of course, it's suspicious. Of course, it means that who bought her this car?
Yeah.
Like, how did she get it? But if the lady has a like reasonable car, I think it's like. I think it's good. I mean that she's working and she, it's not that expensive to buy a car, and I think it's good. I think it's like it shows your level. It shows that she is smart, because all these ladies who are just asking. Like, ask yourself, is it really the girl that you want to be with? Like, do you want with this like kind of like useless person? You want to be with confident. Of course, not everybody has a chance to earn a lot of money. I understand that, and like we're all in the same position. But just according to asking, good girl. I always repeat that. Good girl will never ask.
I when I saw this video the other day, I actually put a comment in there about the support. And here's the thing you have to remember, right? She has survived on however much money she's been making well before you came onto this scene, And if you end up paying her $1,000 extra a month or $2,000, and it's not really a relationship, you're not engaged, you're not getting married. Well, what happens when you break up in like 2 months' time and she's all of a sudden gone from making $500 a month to $2,000? What happens after that? She now has to go back to making. She's already got accustomed to making. And I know this happened to a lady where she became accustomed to making $1,000 a month that some guy was paying her that she said she wasn't in a relationship with, but he was just a good guy. But obviously there was something, she was leading him on. And then when I said to her, why don't you stop taking that money and go back to work? And she says, well, I've become accustomed to this lifestyle. So
it's a shame.
It's a shame, really, because it's like, it erodes the way at the integrity of some of these women, and it's not really their fault. They can ask all they want. It's up to the guy if he wants to give it and sustain that lifestyle. Because if she's sustaining that lifestyle and that guy cuts it off, she now has to find another guy to continue sustaining that lifestyle. And it's not your responsibility to make sure that, unless she really is your wife, it's not your responsibility at all, Just like it's not her responsibility to make sure that your sexual needs are met, right? It's the same sort of thing. It's like, if you haven't had any sort of sexual intimacy with her, what kind of a relationship is that, and why would you be expected to support someone?
There's a lot of different guys, so we can't talk for somebody, because some guys, they really want to spoil their girl, they want to show that they have money, they want to spend it. But if you're curious about the amount, let me give you an example, right? Mm-hmm. So for example, one of the couples that I'm working with right now, they're in a stage that they're in a relationship, in a committed relationship, and the guy is proposed to the lady. So she been living in one of Ukrainian cities, and with your relatives. So she lived with your like one of your relatives, and that was kind of like all right. But this guy, and like in communication with her, they decide like while he was in Ukraine that he wants when he come to Ukraine, he wants to stay with her in the same place, and he want to her to be able to talk normally with him, like during the video chats, and don't be scared of your relatives or like somebody running around, there's some kid around, so like just be comfortable. So it was his choice to offer her that, and he decided to help her with renting a different place. So of course, if you help person to rent an apartment, but he see the value in that as well. He's renting apartment not just because like she needed like for some fancy reason, and like she was living in one district in Kiev and now she wants like to live in Krishadik Street, main street. No, he see the value because he's coming soon and he gonna see her because they decide to get married in Ukraine. I mean, later on we'll share this story, but anyway, like he wants to come to this place and he see the value, so he support the apartment. Of course, if you want to stay in a nice apartment, it's like start from $400, $500, $600 per month. Of course, some cities it can be cheaper, but again, he wants to stay in a nicer apartment. He doesn't want to stay in some creepy district, so he support that. And one thing that I can be agree with this girl from that video who said about like this big amount of money that you guys may think, oh wow, like is she like she's really crazy, is that in Ukraine, unfortunately, things are not very cheap. And if you want your lady to have a nice nails, have a nice facial treatment, her hair, her like waxing and etc., like it all costs a lot of money. And like we was talking with this lady because she's working, like this lady is still working, like I'm back to this couple, she's working, she's making money, but when we actually discuss with her expenses, like she understands that she need to choose between like basically with Ukrainian salary she need to choose like can she go to the manicure and pedicure, or like she need to color her hair, like it's not that easy to manage that. So if the guy see the value in that, if he wants his lady to look nice, of course he should support. But again, I always believe that the guy, and I think I say it in every video, that I believe only in relationship when the guy is the leader and when the guy decide what to do and how to do. When the guy decided he wants his lady to take care of herself and he offered her this money and he make her feel nice. But when this girl is asking, then it's kind of like already disrespect of a guy, right? It's
yeah,
like,
a good girl. You hear this quite a lot as well. A good girl won't ask for money, and that's true. I remember like one of the girls that I was dating, her parents needed a little bit of money for something and I offered, and I said it wasn't much. I can't remember. It wasn't a lot, and I said I don't mind helping them. And she says I can't take this money, and my parents will never accept this money from you. So it was a pride thing for them. She could have said, I'll take it, yeah, let's go, and her and her mum goes and spends it at the shop. But it's not going to happen. It's
they like different people. Of course, like if the girl will accept your help, like you don't think that she's a scammer, she's taking my money. No, because there's different situations. But so let me come back a little bit to the pricing. And so $500, let's say, for apartment, and then he wants her to speak better English, and she found the most reasonable classes, and it's like she will take 2.5-month course, and it costs like 6,000 hryvnias, and it's like $215, like let's say 300. So it's already 800, right? And so she's not making that money, and it's up to him. Like he wants all that. He wants apartment, he wants English, and there was something else. I think driving license. He wants her to get the driving license in Ukraine because he wants her to come and already have like some abilities. So all that costs money, and Ukraine is not the cheapest country in the world. So you have to understand that. But you have to define your relationship, and you have to understand on which stage you are, and like only after that you can decide on what amount of money you want to spend, and it should be discussable. But if you just met a girl, I want to repeat it again and again, you have no obligation to support her and make her feel special for actually nothing, and then she will get used to this lifestyle and she will jump to another guy because you will kind of say, hey, like I don't want to do that all the time.
Yeah, okay, so I guess on a final note, it's like any money that you put into anything, you have to think about it as an investment. Like, what are you going to get back out of it,
Really?
Yeah, because if you're thinking about it, when you meet a woman, she should be a compliment to your life, right? She should be a compliment. She shouldn't just be someone that's there that's taking your money. When you're paying money for something, like our friend is, he's getting something for that. She's going to get English lessons or whatever so she can communicate. She's got an apartment, so maybe he's got a place to stay or whatever's going on over there. He's getting something for that. If he's giving her $2,000 a month and then she's off doing her thing, what is he getting from that?
Yeah, but I
Nothing.
mean, it's not that he's expecting that he gives you money and she's like doing the stuff for him.
No, I'm not saying it has to be anything physical. I'm just saying
okay.
in herself.
And
Like,
yeah, of course.
is the
It doesn't-
investment progressing? Like, is the relationship progressing, and the investment that's going into that's helping it, or is it just?
No,
is it
definitely, definitely, and it should be like agreeable on a mutual level that because this lady was all right living with her relatives. This lady was all right, like she was doing some English, but he wants her to rush it like a little bit, to hurry up and don't like do one video a day. And he wants her to go to the class. He wants her to do this and that. So this was mutual. So she was happy to follow that. She was happy to do that. And like coming back to the first story, I really think that if you met a Ukrainian lady and you want to surprise her somehow, you want to impress her, it shouldn't be like this constant amount of money. Of course, there can be some exception. There can be some situation, like, you know, you always can email us and we're gonna help you to understand your situation. But about if there's no asking for that, it's a very good point. But I want you guys to impress your ladies, to surprise them, and especially when you are far away.
Yeah, and no matter what you see online, don't think there's a specific amount. You know,
Yes.
every guy earns different amounts. Every woman is in a different
Absolutely.
situation. Don't think that when, you know, you see these things when they say, well, what's a good amount? And they say, well, maybe $400 to $500 a month is good. How? What? In what way? So,
Like for what? Where
yeah,
she lives?
where is
like
it going?
What she's doing?
Yeah.
Of course.
So don't listen to this. I mean, it's just rubbish. I mean, you don't have to support her or her family when you've been on 6 dates with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's our thoughts anyway. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Subscribe to the channel and we see you next time.
We'll see you next time.